1972, Letter to Damodar. We are trying to push on this movement on many fronts, one of the most important being the production and distribution of our Krishna-conscious literature for the upliftment of mankind. My Guru Maharaj particularly gave me this assignment. Please assist me to your best capacity in this regards. 1973, Letter to Bahudak. When I hear about the Sankirtan buses that are moving all over the world, then I think that we are becoming like a gigantic guerrilla warfare movement fighting with Maya. This traveling in buses is the best means to drive away Maya and establish Krishna consciousness all over the world. After all, the whole world is the property of Krishna. But temporarily, it is being illegally occupied by Maya's agents. Flood them with kirtan and books. This is the best weapon. Increase the number of buses. That will be your success. 1973, Letter to Rupanuga. As far as studying my books is concerned, I have already given the order. 1 hour in the morning class and 1 hour in the evening, and if there is extra time during the day, it may be used for studying, but we cannot expect everyone to be studious. If someone has desired to distribute books all day, he may do this, but he must always follow the principles of rising early, chanting 16 rounds, etc. Just as some rich men have no inclination for studying, but still he opens many schools for others to study at. Like this, all of my students may not be inclined to study, but they are very much eager to give others the opportunity to read my books, and this should not be discouraged. All programs must go on, but it is a fact that this book distribution program is very, very important. 1973, Letter to Rameshwar. I am so pleased upon all the boys and girls in Los Angeles and all over the world who are understanding and appreciating this unique quality of our transcendental literature, and voluntarily they are going out to distribute despite all circumstances of difficulty. By this effort alone, they are assured to go back home, back to Godhead. Lilamrita, Chapter 51. Srila Prabhupada, Satsvarup asked one evening while sitting with Prabhupada in his quarters, "When I first came here, Rameshwar Maharaj said that you had been speaking of how Krishna consciousness would rise to power in the United States, and I find it hard to have that vision, since now it is just the opposite." "It is true," said Srila Prabhupada, "but now it has only taken its roots. You have to water and protect it, then you will get the fruit. You have to give it protection. People must hear about us by our books, and we have to talk about the books." "So it is not that it will happen overnight?" "No," said Srila Prabhupada. "Gradually it will grow. The seed is there. Now protect it by introducing more and more books in every house." Tamal Krishna Maharaj's Transcendental Diary. "Public may be disturbed," Prabhupada replied, "but we are following our own course of action. We are requesting you, take this book. That is not obligatory. If you like, you can take it. If you don't like, don't take it." Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, "Their idea was, we shall build some public relations, like he's saying with this store. They prefer to try to spread Krishna consciousness by public relations, give good impressions, and then people will come." Prabhupada replied, "Then you are dictated by the public, not by the dictation of your spiritual master. Spiritual masters ordered to distribute books. We shall do that. That is obedience. The public may take or not take. That is public's option. But my duty is because spiritual master has said I must try my best. Spiritual master has not said that you must sell so many books daily, otherwise shall I reject you. He has not said that. Everyone may try his best, that's all. The public may take or not take, it doesn't matter. Public says that you dance naked, I'll be very much pleased, I shall give you some money. Then what is the use of making a spiritual master? We have to follow the instruction of the spiritual master. That is initiation. Why do you manufacture? The public will be pleased like this. Public may or may not please. We don't care for them. Public may be disturbed, Prabhupada added, but we are following our own course of action. We are requesting you, take this book. That is not obligatory. If you like, you can take it. If you don't like, don't take it. Madhya Lila 8:40. It is the general practice of all saintly people to deliver the fallen. Therefore they go to people's houses, although they have no personal business there. Purport. A sannyasi is supposed to beg from door to door. He does not beg simply because he is hungry. His real purpose is to enlighten the occupant of every house by preaching Krishna consciousness. A sannyasi does not abandon his superior position and become a beggar just for the sake of begging. Similarly, a person in householder life may be very important, but he may also voluntarily take to the mendicant way of life. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were ministers, but they voluntarily accepted the mendicant's life in order to humbly preach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message. Although the Goswamis were very aristocratic, on the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu they became mendicants just to deliver the fallen souls. One should also consider that those who engage in the missionary activities of the Krishna consciousness movement are under the guidance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are not actually beggars. Their real business is to deliver fallen souls. Therefore, they may go from door to door just to introduce a book about Krishna consciousness so that people can become enlightened by reading. Formerly, brahmacharis and sannyasis used to beg from door to door. At the present moment, especially in the Western countries, a person may be handed over to the police if he begs from door to door. In Western countries, begging is considered criminal. Members of the Krishna consciousness movement have no business begging. Instead, they work very hard to introduce some literatures about Krishna consciousness so that people can read them and be benefited. But if one gives some contribution to a Krishna conscious man, he never refuses it. Madhya Lila 19:133. In Vrindavan, there are Prakrita Sahajas who say that writing books or even touching books is taboo. For them, devotional service means being relieved from these activities. Whenever they are asked to hear a recitation of Vedic literature, they refuse, saying, "What business do we have reading or hearing transcendental literatures? They are meant for neophytes." They pose themselves as too elevated to exert energy for reading, writing, and hearing. However, pure devotees under the guidance of Srila Rupa Goswami reject this Sahaja philosophy. It is certainly not good to write literature for money or reputation, but to write books and publish them for the enlightenment of the general populace is real service to the Lord. That was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's opinion, and he specifically told his disciples to write books. He actually preferred to publish books rather than establish temples. Temple construction is meant for the general populace and neophyte devotees. But the business of advanced and empowered devotees is to write books, publish them, and distribute them widely. According to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, distributing literature is like playing on a great mridanga. Consequently, we always request members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness to publish as many books as possible and distribute them widely throughout the world. By thus following in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami, one can become a Rupanuga devotee. Madhya Lila 25:264. Following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are trying to broadcast his message throughout the world. By his mercy, people are taking this movement very seriously. Indeed, our books are extensively distributed in the Western countries, especially in America and Europe. Srimad Bhagavatam 7:14-39. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu set a practical example in that he did not establish any temples or deities, but he profusely introduced the Sankirtan movement. Therefore, Krishna consciousness preachers should give more stress to the Sankirtan movement, especially by distributing transcendental literature more and more. This helps the Sankirtan movement. Whenever there is a possibility to worship the deity, we may establish many centers, but generally we should give more stress to the distribution of transcendental literature, for this will be more effective in converting people to Krishna consciousness. From a letter in the Transcendental Diary by Tamal Krishna Maharaj. The transcendental competition is nice. If Jayatirtha Prabhu defeats Tamal Krishna Maharaj, then Tamal Krishna will have heart failure. Go on selling books. My Guru Maharaj was very much anxious about selling books and preaching, so you are pleasing him by this bombastic flood of books all over the world. Thank you.